Good morning, friends. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this online session on Google Form, Certify EM, and other add-ons for conducting online webinars, classes, and FDPs. At the outset, let me take this opportunity to thank the organizers for having given me this wonderful opportunity of meeting you all online. So, dear friends, we are in the lockdown period, and during this particular period of time, we are happy to meet each other online to share our knowledge, to exchange our ideas. In today's presentation, I'd like to cover the following aspects. I'd like to give a small theoretical background of a Google Form, how to create a Google Form, how to design a Google Form, how to administer a Google Form, actually what is add-on and what about the Google Form add-ons. Now, how can we use Certify EM add-on? Now, how can we use form notification add-on? And how can we analyze the responses that we have received from the respondents? So this is what I'm going to cover in this particular session. And dear friends, whether irrespective of the department, irrespective of the designation, we are all taking part in a lot of activities during this lockdown period. Maybe we participate in webinars, maybe one day webinars, 2-day webinars, or sometimes we take part in a webinar series. So there are people who conduct 6 days, 7 days, 1 week, 2 week series of seminars. So we take part in those webinar series, or we take part in 1 day faculty development programs, or 2 days, or 5 days, or 7 days, 10 days, or even 14 days faculty development programs you're attending. And sometimes we attend even online quizzes, e-quizzes, which is being organized by very many institutions. And sometimes we take part in various online debates, discussions, deliberations, conclaves, meets, wherein we meet the people of the same feather, the experts, those who are working in the same field of your interest, to argue, to compare, to exchange, and to enrich our knowledge. Not only that, not only we take part in various programs, we also organize, we also conduct a lot of programs online, either for all the faculty members or for the faculty members of our own college, or for the entire students and scholars community, or for the students and the research scholars of your own particular institution. So what kind of programs we organize? Sometimes we organize live webinars, and we are making use of such online meeting tools like Zoom, CHECKBOX, GoToMeeting, Google Meet, even Microsoft Teams. So these are all the platforms we are using to deliver the content live. And sometimes when you feel that there arises some kind of technical issues and the participants will not be comfortable enough to be online to get all the content, we conduct offline content delivery systems. Something like we conduct our recorded webinars in Google Classroom or in Moodle learning management system, or through YouTube, or through some institutional websites. So both live and recorded webinars are being organized. And we organize and conduct e-quizzes and online quizzes. We conduct some short-term courses, and we even organize some faculty development programs. And some faculty members, even they organize 1 week or 10 days or some kind of student internship programs, student development programs, or add-on courses. So either you take part in a good number of activities, academic activities, or we organize a good number of events. Fine. So when you are planning to conduct an event, any kind of event for that matter, so basically you need the following components. So you need to have a title and session topics, and you should decide on which platform you're going to organize your program, either Zoom or Cisco or YouTube or Google Meet or Google Classroom. So in which platform you're planning to conduct your program. Then you should find out suitable resource persons to handle the session. So these three are the very, very essential things. Apart from these three essential things, there are 4 more important things. See, whenever you conduct a program, see, we used to send by post the registration form, all the forms, everything we use and we post. But in this particular lockdown period, we have started using a lot of online forms to register for a program. We have sent the registration forms. Once the program is over, we need to collect the feedback from them. Again, we have to make use of some online feedback form. And maybe at the end of the webinar or a session or a development program, you need to conduct a small quiz, and that quiz will be conducted online. And once quiz is over, once the event or program is over, you need to give certificates to all the respondents. It's not by post, online. So even the collection of registration form, collection of feedback form, conducting a quiz, and distributing certificates, these are the 4 main components of any ongoing academic programs, in addition to the three topics which we had discussed now. So we need some tools and devices to carry out these activities when you're planning to conduct any kind of online academic activities. Fine. So we have got a single tool with us called Google Forms. Google Forms is a free application. It is being provided by Google, and that helps you to quickly create and distribute a form to gather information. So when you want to distribute your forms, when you want to collect some information from the respondents who are located at different parts of the country or different parts of this world, you make use of this Google tool called Google Forms. So Google Forms was developed in 2008, and it is included in the Google Drive Office suite along with Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So you can make use of Google Forms in aligning with all these kinds of Google Drive Office suite also. Fine. So what does a Google Form do? Okay, what can it do? See, Google Form is an online data collection tool, so that helps you to collect data online. See, if you're a teacher, you can use Google Form to either collect the registration form or to conduct the quizzes. If you're a researcher, you can use Google Form to collect primary data from all your samples. Even data collection can be done very easily using this Google Form. Not only that, Google Form can be used to collect survey responses and to automatically mark multiple choice tests and quizzes. Okay, it's very, very easy to calculate marks for the children, those who are taking part in online quizzes. Very easily, individualized, you can check. Not only that, it is capable of branching question paths. See, what you can do is that you can divide your question into 3 or 4 sections, and you can plan your questionnaire in such a way that by answering a particular question, a child or participant may be directed to go to a different part of the questionnaire. That kind of things can be done. And you can have a different kinds of questions in Google Form. Okay, whatever you can imagine, all kinds of questions are available in Google Form. And apart from that, it is a versatile tool, Google Form. Fine. So this is a small theoretical background of Google Form. Now let's get to the practical aspect of how to create, design, and administer Google Forms. Okay, good. 1 minute. Let me open my another file. Okay. Yes. So in the second part of this presentation, let us see practically how you can make use of Google Form. So come to Google, type Google Forms, and you'll get a site like this, Google Form Sign In. You click on Google Form Sign In, and you'll be asked to enter your Gmail username, okay, and password. Once you type username and password, you will come to the home screen of Google Form. So the home screen of Google Form will contain all these things. For example, you have a drop down menu here, and you have a new form, blank form, and there are some suggested templates for you. And here is a place where you can go and get the gallery of all the templates. Some additional menus are here, and such options are available at the bottom. And recently accessed forms are available here. It's a home screen of Google Form. And once you go to a Google Form, that particular form will have all the components. So it will have file name. Top leftmost, you can see the file name for the particular form you're creating. This is a visual style. It's a preview, form settings, share button. So additional options, question response selector, this particular option, and this is insert options, the question options, required response toggle, delete question, copy question, then first question, form name, and question type. So these are very, very basic components of a form screen. Let us see them one by one thoroughly. So once you enter your Google Form account using the normally used Gmail username and password, you will land here. This is a blank form you get. Fine. And in the blank form, here you can see Forms Home. If you click on this button, Forms Home, you will reach this particular place where, as I showed you previously, you can see, you can start here, you can click this plus button, you can start a blank form, and they are giving suggestions on few forms which you can use. These are templates. They've already given all the designs, all the questions. You can take the template, you can make all the modifications, additions, deletions, you can use it. And here template gallery, if you give a click on this, all the templates will appear. Maybe a personal, maybe education, maybe work. Under many different categories, they have given a lot of sample templates. You can choose any one template if you want. Fine, these are the very templates. Okay, once I have selected a sample called event registration. Okay, you can see here, there is a template called event registration. I just click event registration template and you will get this screen. By default, they have added a picture as a header and they have given few information. So what you can do is that we can go on to change all these information, all these pictures, all these designs according to our requirements. Fine. For example, you just see here what kind of questions are available in the template. Fine. So many different kinds of questions are there. Okay. And let us start with our things. This is our form, a plain form you are starting with. Okay. And see, first of all, you need to give the title. See here, it is given as untitled form. Our form does not have a name. So just click that and type the name. I just type national level, short-term course on MOOCs, creation of e-content and OERs. Just below that, there is an option to add form description where you can go and type a small description about the particular program. For example, let's type the program is organized by Government First Grade College, Bangalore. So I have typed the form name and I have given a small description about the form. Fine. So first concept is clear. Then comes, if you come down, the first thing what they say that questions, it says untitled question. That means the question is not typed. You can go and type your question. Fine. And these are the options, option 1, option 2, option 3. You can add options, one question and options. And if you come to right side, by default, multiple choice question is given. So by default, Google Form lets you have multiple choice questions. If you want, you just give a click on this download arrow button. You can go and choose from around 10 different types of question forms. Okay, by default, multiple choice is there. And here, this button is meant for creating a duplicate. So you have created a question and you want to create same kind, same style of 2 or 3 more questions. You can click this and you can have as many questions as you want. And this dustbin, no, this is meant for deleting a particular question. If you click this, that particular question will be deleted. Fine. And here there is a required option on toggle is there. Either you can switch it on or you can switch it off. If you are switching it on, it means that this particular question is a must. The respondents, when they are answering the form, they have to write answer for this question. Unless they give answer for this particular question, they will not be permitted to submit the form. So that kind of compulsion we can create in submitting an answer for a question. Fine. And these 3 dots, no, is meant for more. If you click that, you will get some more options. On the right side, there's a toolbar. This will help you to add many more items to your question, which we'll see one by one. Fine. So I type the question, name of the participant. So when you type the name of the participant, automatically the multiple choices disappear and short answer has appeared. It means that when you write the name of the participant, Google Form understands that the name should be a short answer, maybe 1-line question. So it has automatically converted from multiple choice to short answer. So I type the name of the question. So maybe for the registration form or feedback form, we need to collect the name of the participant as the first item. So I type the name of the participant. but automatically short answer has appeared. Fine, good. How many types of questions are there? We have short answer, we have paragraph, we have multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, date, time. So these are the different kinds of questions which we can add to your Google form. Fine. So here comes short answer I have chosen. Fine. And once you have typed the question, here there is an option to delete, or as I told you, to add all those things. Fine. I just made it compulsory. I just moved the toggle using the mouse button. Now it has become dot. So you see here, it is not dot here, but here you can see the required option has come. It means that the participants have to answer this particular question. Fine. That's about. Then if you click more button, you can see two options. One is description, another is response validation. See, you have to click these three dots, that is more button. You'll get two options. Description tells you to give a description about the question. For example, under the name of the participant, you can give a description like that. See, please add your title, Mrs., Mr., Miss, Doctor. You can add initial. You have to write the full name. So that kind of description you can give by clicking on description. Fine. For example, here I click description and typed include your title and designation. Example, Dr. K. Ramasamy. This will appear as such in the certificate. So this kind of hint how the participants have to fill that particular question. So that information is provided in the description section. That is fine. Good. Then comes response validation. As I told you, there are two options. If you click this three dots button, two options will appear. If you click response validation, you will get this particular screen. Okay, there are four kinds of response validation: number, text, length, and a regular expression. See, response validate tells you how should be the answer given by the respondent. Whether the respondent, whatever answer he gives, whether that fulfills the conditions what you are going to finalize here. See, whatever guidelines, whatever guidelines you give here, that conditions are to be fulfilled by the answers given by the respondents. For example, I selected length as my validation criteria. Two kinds of sub points are there: maximum character, minimum character. You can say that maximum name of the partition should be 70 words, 70 alphabets, or 80 characters, or minimum 10. So that you can fix either minimum or maximum. For example, I selected maximum. The third column I typed 60, and they give an error message, more than 60 characters. It means that I say that when the participants are writing their name, the length of their name should be maximum of 60 characters. So they cannot type more than 60 characters as answer for this particular question. And if they type more than 60 characters, then they will get an error message stating that more than 60 characters. For example, see, I just go to top menu, send option is seen here, and here you can see customize option. Good. And here you can see again send option, and here this small I, it is a preview option. That means when you are preparing a question, maybe after preparing one or two questions, if you want to check how this particular question will appear to the participants, what you can do is just give a click on preview. Where is preview? Top rightmost panel, second item is preview on I button. Click. Okay. Then you have got a wheel type icon that is known as settings. Good. Okay. And again, here three buttons are there. See, first button is meant for customizing your theme. Second button for previewing. Third button is for settings. Fourth button send. And fifth button, three buttons are there. There's a more. If you click that, you'll get a lot of options. So these are the options available on the top rightmost menu. Why I have told all these things that you give a click on preview, that I button, you will get the screen. Let us see. See, we have given some instructions to the participants on how to fill the name. Let us see now how that particular thing works. For example, you are sending this form to a particular respondent. The respondent starts filling the form. Okay. So when he's typing the name, if it exceeds 60 characters, then Google form will give an error message. What is error message? More than 60 characters. This way, after preparing either all the questions or 3 or 4 questions, you can give a click on preview, that I button, and you can go and check how that particular question works. Okay, once you have checked, you can close that particular preview section. Okay, now let us come back to the question. Is it fine? I think it's clear. Now to get the next question. So first question is ready. I had decided what is the kind of question. Fine. After typing the question or after typing the information that I need to collect from the respondents, I had selected the kind of question and I have given a small description. If you need a short description about that question, you can give it here. And then if you want to have any response validation, you can go and do response validation. And if you want to make that question as a must, you can select this particular toggle. So after doing these many things for a particular question, let me move on to next question. How to go to and create new next question is very simple. Either you click this particular button, a folder button, that will help you to get second question. Otherwise, come to right side, the plus button is there. You can click plus button. That will help you to get the second question. In both the ways, you can go and add next question. So let me create next question. And so name of the part, I just type what is the question? What are your interests? Okay, what is the next question? You are going to take part in this particular program. What are your interests? What is your expectations? What do you expect from this particular course? For this, normally they may need more than one line of answering. So what I did, I had selected paragraph as my question type. So if it is a paragraph, then the respondents will be able to type a good number of 1 or 2 paragraphs as their answers. Okay. Shall we check? Yes. Where to go? You have to go to preview. Where the preview button is available, top, right board, there is an I button. Click that, you will get the preview. If you get a preview, in the preview you can type and check. See, I just typed so many things. So these much of information can be placed if your question type is a paragraph question. So first we have seen a short answer question, your name. And secondly, we have seen a paragraph question where the participants can be asked and permitted to write either 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs of answers for that particular question. Even that is permitted. Fine. So we have seen 2 different kinds of questions. Fine. And third question, how did I create? I either click this particular folder button or you click this plus button, you will get the third question. The third question, I want to ask them with a respondent who is registering for my program, whether he is a professor, associate professor, or assistant professor. So obviously the respondent will belong to any one of these groups and not all the groups. That is why I selected multiple choice as my question type. That means that out of 3 options, we are going to give it to the respondents. The respondents can select any one. So multiple choice. You type the question, designation, and choose multiple choice, and you type all the options one by one. If you want the 4th one, click on add option and type the 4th option also. Okay, fine. And for example, this is another question. I just create another question. Here, I just duties I typed. HOD, purchase committee, counseling in charge, admission in charge, exam in charge, all those things. But here I had selected checkbox. Okay. You can ask a question, sir, what is the difference between multiple choice question and checkbox questions? See, multiple choice questions are preceded by a circle. Checkbox questions are preceded by a square. That is one difference. And second difference, in the case of multiple choice questions, the participants will be able to select only one answer. But in the case of checkboxes, the participants will be permitted to choose more than one answer. So the same participant may be the HOD and he may be the admission in charge, he may be the exam in charge, he may be the counseling cell in charge. So one person, when he wants to choose more than one answer, you can set checkbox as your question type. Okay. Now let us go to the preview and check. So I came to preview. Designation, see, I can select only one. It will accept only one answer because it is a multiple choice question. But here I can select more than one answer because I selected checkbox as my question type. So that's a basic difference between multiple choice questions and checkbox type questions. Fine. Good. Okay. Then I created next question. I typed a long list of states, maybe around 20 states I typed. See, if you want to list all the 20 slides in a Google form, it will look very lengthy. So what you can do is that you can type all the states and you can choose drop down as a question type. If drop down is selected as a question type, then all the answers will not be visible. Only when they click it, all the states will be listed. They can select any one state from the list available. So I selected drop down as my question type. Let me go to preview section. See, nothing is visible. Only its state, only choose is there. If the respondents click this downward arrow, then all the states will appear. Then they can click and choose any state which they belong to. Fine. See, I just click, all the states come, I can select any one I like. Fine. And let me go next question. See, this is a linear scale question. So whenever you want to rate something, you want the participant to rate something. So how do you feel about this particular program? How skilled you are in computers? So you range your skill, you rate your skill in the range of 1 to 5. If you say you are 1, it means that you are ignorant. 3 means you're okay, you know something. 5 means you're a genius in this particular computer operations. In the range of 1 to 5, normally 1 is allotted to the least scale and 5 is allotted to the highest level of skill. Okay. For example, here, how skilled you are in computer operations, I selected linear scale, that is 1 to 5. 1 is ignorant, so I don't know anything about computer operations. And 5 means I'm a genius. So respondents will choose any one number, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. We give only 1 and 5. Remaining are to be scaled by them. So this is how you can frame a linear scale. Let me go to preview and check how this question will appear. So when respondents are trying to answer this particular question, it will look this way. Ignorant 1, genius 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can choose any one option. Is it fine? This is what linear scale is concerned. Fine. Next comes multiple choice grid type, both rows and columns. See, we want to have a multiple choice questions, but this time it is multiple choice grid. Previously, we had seen multiple choice questions wherein we have given few options to the respondents. The respondents have to select any one option. Here, what we are going to do is that we are going to have both rows and columns. In the rows, you are asking the question. For example, how was the program? What about the content of the program? What about the delivery? What about the communication? What about the interaction? So you have all your questions as rows. In the columns, you give a scaling. Excellent, very good, good, fab. So this way, you can have both rows and columns. Rows are meant for your content. Column is meant for ranking. It's a multiple choice grid. So in the preview, let us see how it looks like. Here, all the 4 options appear both vertically and horizontally. For content, the respondent can choose only one answer. The delivery, only one answer. Communication, only one answer. And interaction, only one answer. That means in every row, only one answer can be selected, not both. That's what multiple choice grid type question is all about. Fine. Next comes checkbox grid type. This is another question I type. For example, what do you need? You see, you're going to join our course. What do you need? I want telephonic assistance. I want WhatsApp question answer session. I want the PPT. I want the videos. I want the study notes. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. So I got 2 things. In the row, I type the questions. The columns, I have given the dates. For example, first day, whether you want technical lessons in the first day, second day, third day, fourth day. Whether you want the study notes, first day, second day, third day. So this way, more than one option can be selected by the respondent. So that is what checkbox grid type is. Let us see how it will look like in the preview section. See, telephone assistance I want only on first day and third day. WhatsApp session I want on the third day and fourth day. PPT I want to have it on second and third day. Videos I want all the days. So this way, more than one answer can be selected in every row. So that is why we have selected this kind of, which one? Checkbox grid question type is selected. Fine. I think that's the difference between multiple choice grid and the checkbox grid. In the multiple choice grid, for every single row, only one answer can be selected. But in the checkbox grid, you can see we can select more than one answer in every row. Fine. I think that is clear to you. And this is a difference between multiple choice grid and the checkbox grid. You can see a difference. Let us move on to the next one. See, you want to insert a date as an answer. You expect the participants to give date as an answer. You can select date as a question type, date of payment of registration fee. Okay, I want to know on which day the particular participant has paid the registration fee. Here, once you type data payment of registration fee and click date as a question type, here automatically you can see something like month, day, year, and the option for calendar. So these things have come automatically. Okay. How this will look in the preview section? Just go to preview. So when somebody is answering here mm/dd/YYYY, a calendar is there. Click it, the calendar appears. The respondent can choose the date of his or her payment of registration fee. Fine. The same way, I create another question wherein I want the answer to be given in terms of hours, 7:30, 8:30, 2 hours, 3 hours. Whenever such kind of answers, you can give the question, time or duration you can spare for your daily class. I had selected time as a question type, and here you can see here the time has already come. Yeah, clock is appearing here. Now let us see how this will appear in the preview section. You can see here, you can type the hours, you can type the minutes, you can choose AM or PM. So this is what a respondent gets when he is entering the particulars, when he is answering this particular question. Fine. Okay. Now, the one more thing we'll see, there's a kind of file type called file upload. File upload. If you click this file upload as your question type, for example, I ask a question, upload your research activities. So how many research papers you published, how many book chapters you contributed. You give your research list I want to see. So based on that, we'll provide you content in this course, for example. So when you want the participant to upload a file, you can select file upload. And when you select file upload, you can see here, let respondents upload files to Drive. Continue. We click on continue. You'll get another screen where you can set. That means what kind of files will be accepted, whether documents or spreadsheet, PDF, video, image, audio, drawing, presentation. So what kind of files can be submitted by the users? First option. Second option, maximum number of files. How many files a particular respondent can upload, either 1 or 5 or 10. These are the maximum number of files. It can be 2, it can be 3. If you select 1, only 1. If you select 5, the participant can submit either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, maximum 5. Fine. And third option is maximum file size. See, you are permitting the participants to submit the files. You can decide what will be the maximum size of that particular file. Whether it is 1 MB, 10 MB, 100 MB, 1 GB, 10 GB, that also can fix. So if you choose file upload as a question type, you need to decide on these 3 aspects: file type, maximum number of files, and maximum file size. Fine. These 3 things ought to be taken care. Okay. Once this is over, just go to preview and check how it looks like. Upload your research activities. When arrow, upload arrow is there, add file is there. So participants, when they are trying to answer the question, they will click on add file, and there are 3 options. Either they can have files added from their local computer or from their drive, or if they have previously selected and used any file, even that can be uploaded. For example, I have file in my computer, I want to add it. Click on upload, okay, and click on select files from your device. Click that and choose the file. I have selected one particular PDF file. I click on open. You can see here the file has come here. Then I click upload button and it gets uploaded. So once it's uploaded, you can see here in the form, the file which I had chosen to be uploaded has come here. Okay, that is how you can set file upload as a question type. Fine. And these are the different kinds of questions. I told you about a short answer, paragraph. I told you about multiple choice. I told you about grid type of questions. Then I told you about multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, and then date as a question, time as a question, and file upload as a question. So the very different kinds of questions which you can adapt for your Google Forms. Fine. On the right side, there is a toolbar. Let us see what are they. These are toolbar items. Plus symbol is meant for adding questions. This right side arrow is meant for importing questions. Capital T and small t is meant for adding title and description. This button is for adding images. This button is for adding videos. And this button is meant for adding sections. So let us see them one by one. As I told you, you can just click this plus button. If you press a button, a blank question will appear next. Okay, you can add a question by just clicking on add question. I just click add question. You can see here, question is blank. By default, multiple choice question is chosen. Here you can go and type the question. You can choose a kind of question. You can type the options. You can make it a must or not. And you can even go for description or validation. So this way, by using this plus button, you can add a question. Fine. Okay. Next one is import question. So this particular option is very useful. For example, you have created one particular form maybe a couple of months, or already Google Form gives you lot of templates. Every template has got a lot of questions. If you want to import some questions from the previously created templates, or you want to download some questions from the forms what you had already created, you can click on this import question. Once you click that, all the forms whatever available in your Google Drive, all the forms will appear. For example, I want to download some questions from this particular form. Okay, I select the file and then click select. Once you click select, what it does, it gives you list of all the questions which are available in that particular form. See, all the questions are there. Let me select few questions. I selected 2 questions. Organization, what days will you attend? So import 2 questions. If you click on import 2 questions, both the questions will be incorporated, will be merged into your current questionnaire form, your current Google form. You see here, 2 questions are added here. One is organization and second is what days will you attend. Using the second button, this way you can import the questions from other Google Forms also. Fine. Okay, good. And third one is adding title and the description. If you even click on this capital T and small t, you can add a description. For example, I asked 3 or 4 questions about a particular topic. Then the remaining questions will be about some other topic. So what I can do is that you can go and give a title, second section. The following section talks about your expectations from the short-term course. Okay, you can have a different sections, but they're all looking same. That means all the things will appear in a single form, in a single page. But before you start giving questions about the entire different topic, you can have a small option called a section. You can give a name and see second section. The following talks about your expectations from the short course. Okay, this is how it will look in the previous section. So in the same question, you can have as many sections as you want by using this particular option. I think it's clear. Yes. So we have seen add question, we have seen import question, we have seen how to add a section. Fine. And fourth one is add image. You can add images. So image can be given as a question. Click on add image and you can add image from your file. You have an image in your system, you can add from the camera, from by URL, by photos, from Google Drive, from Google image search. From all these areas, you can collect the pictures, no problem. Okay. For example, I clicked Google image search. I typed MOOCs and all the pictures on MOOCs will appear on the screen. I selected one particular picture and I clicked insert. Once you click insert, you can see here that particular picture is incorporated. And here you can type the question, MOOC, M-O-O-C, what is MOOC? What is the full form of MOOC? So that kind of questions can be given. Here you can give a small image. So this is how you can add image. Fine. And next comes add video. You can add videos also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth button is meant for adding videos. So click on this particular button to add videos. 2 options are available. Either if you are knowing the URL of YouTube videos, you can paste the URL. Or if you want to search in the YouTube, click on video search and type your keyword. I typed a keyword called MOOC. Many videos appeared. I selected one particular video and then I clicked select. So you can see here that particular video has come as a question in my Google form. The video has come. You can type your background to MOOC. So the participants, those who are happening to read your form, they will read this particular, they will see this particular video. Just below the video, you can ask few questions about this particular video. Even that is possible. Fine. And second option, as I told you, you can add URL. For example, sir, already I know a URL. If you know the URL, just paste the URL here, okay, and then click on select. Even that video also has come. Once video has come, you got options for aligning it, either left align, center align, right align, change, remove. So all these options are available when a particular video is included as a question. Fine. So you can see now there are two videos. I have incorporated two videos. One by searching YouTube and another is pasting the URL. Both are permitted. Okay, fine. The last option is section, add section. See, this is the place where you want to divide your questionnaire into 3 or 4 groups. For example, at the end of the program, when you're collecting the feedback form, what normally we do is that, see, feedback will be 5 to 6 questions. So first section, you'll have all the feedback aspects, and you create a separate section called section 2, and you include all the questions in the second part. That means that your questionnaire is divided into, your form is divided into 2 sections. If you want, you can have 3 sections: personal section, feedback section, question section. If you want 4, you can 4. You can have as many sections as you want. You can ask a question. Sir, already you told that TT is meant for adding a section, and this is also adding section. What is the difference between these two? It's very simple, friends. TT is meant for creating a section within a question form. The entire question form will look like a single page. They will answer and they'll go. If you select add section, your question will be splitted into 3 or 4 parts. If your question is having 3 sections, then they have to give answer first section, then they have to click next, they have to go to next second page, then they have to go to third page. So if you're having 3 sections, your question will be split into 3 pages. Okay, fine. That's a major difference. Fine. You can see here, when I click add section, section 2 of 2, because I got only 2 sections. Already I had only 1 section. Now by clicking this add section button, I added the second section. So in your title, see, video based assessment. Description, watch the videos and answer the questions that follow. So I have downloaded 2 videos, no? So just below the videos, I included a section. Now it will look like 2 different compartments. Okay, fine. That's about these toolbars. 5 different options available in the right hand toolbar. Fine, fine. You can ask the question, sir, where to go and change, sir? If you're looking in MS Word, something like that, you go to file, you click save, or you press Ctrl S. What about this particular Google form? See, since you are working with the Google form online in the cloud system, you need not go and save anything. Whatever you do, it automatically saves the entire result. You see here, every change you make is automatically saved in Drive. Last edit was seconds ago. So each and every edit you do will be automatically saved. You need not worry about saving your Google form. Fine. Okay. Now let us talk about the options available in the top right corner. I told you, first option is customizing theme, something like a ink color palette. That is for customizing. Okay. And second one is a preview button. Third one is settings. Fourth one is send option. And fifth one is more button. Let us see all the 5 options here. Click on this particular color palette. You will get theme options. Header you can change. Theme color you can change. Background color you can change. And font style you can change. So these 4 things can be changed if you click on this customize theme option. Okay. See, for example, what is the heading we have? We want to change the heading. Okay. Let us see how we can change the heading. Okay. See, click on this choose image. Under header, there is an option called choose image. Click that. You'll get a lot of pictures under many different headings. Under themes, you have work and school, illustration, birthday, party, kids, wedding, sports, many options are there. Otherwise, upload. If you're having a photo or a picture in your computer, you can upload. Or even the photos what you have already in Google Drive, even that can be taken and uploaded. Okay. For example, I selected a particular picture. I went through, I selected this particular image. I want this particular image to be the header for my Google form. After selecting by single click, you select the form, the image, and then click insert. You can see here, my header form is changed. Okay, my header is changed. This way, either you can go and add any header which is available, or even you can upload a particular picture of your choice to be the header for this particular form. Okay. Then background color, I can change the background color. You can see here. Click on theme color. You can choose any one color, and this will be changed accordingly based on the color selection. Here, the theme changes. Then background color, you can change the background color also. You see, I have changed the background color just by clicking this pink color button. No, this color, I have changed the entire background of my Google form. So you can change the header, you can change the theme color, you can change the background. And apart from that, you can change font style also. Only 4 styles are there. You can see here how the title looks like. Now let me click on this font style. Click. 4 options are available: basic, formal, playful, and decorative. 4 options are there. Let me select playful. You can see how the font style is changed. Okay. So these are the 4 options which are available under customize theme button. Fine. Good. When you go to preview, this is how your form will look like. Okay. Good. Let me come to the next one. Okay. And preview is seen. Second one is, as I told you, this button. Second button is I button. If you click this particular button, the form will open. You can see how it will appear for the audience, for the participants. You can check. Okay. The next one is, we have settings button. Third button is settings, a wheel button. Click on settings. 3 options are available under settings. One is general, then presentation, then quizzes. Under general, you have got few options. I'll explain one by one. See, if you want to collect email address of the respondents, the form will automatically collect all the responses. So whenever a particular participant fills your form, his or her email ID will be automatically collected and saved by Google Form. First option. And second option is response receipt. See, for example, a participant fills the feedback form. Here we can decide, after filling that particular form, whether a copy of the form should be sent to the mail ID of the participant or not. That you can decide. Okay. If you click on if respondent requests it, then only when the respondent asks for it, the form will be mailed to him. If you click always, then the system will not expect the answer of the participant. Once the participant fills the form, automatically a copy of the form will be mailed to him. Fine. Okay. And secondly, requires sign in. If you check this box, limit to 1 response. 1 participant with 1 Gmail ID can submit this form only once. So using same email ID, 1 person cannot submit more than 1 form. Fine. The last one, respondents can edit or see summary. That means if you are checking this edit after submit, even after submitting the form, if the participant finds any mistake in that, he will be able to correct it. Okay. And see summary charts. After submitting, if it is a question, the participant will be able to see all the summary. Fine. So these are 3 options available under general. Good. Now let me move on to presentation. If you click on presentation, okay, you can see 3 options. If you click show progress bar, it will show the progress. For example, you have 20 questions. The respondent is answering one by one. He will be able to see the progress bar. Okay. Second is shuffle question order. Is very important one. See, when you're conducting a class quiz, something like that, if you click shuffle question order, the number of questions will be shuffled. Okay. The students will not get all the questions in the same order. Every student will get the questions in different order because the questions will be shuffled. Okay. And third one, shows link to submit another response. So if you are permitting the same respondent to submit one more response, then you can give a click on this. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. And here confirmation message. You can type. Okay. You can type. You can customize it. I just type. We have received your registration. We will send the required information in time to your mail ID. This is a message. That means after submitting the registration form or feedback form, what message the participant should get from you. So that message you can decide and type over here under presentation. Fine. And third one is quizzes. Okay. If you move this toggle on off to make this form either as a quiz or not a quiz. See, if it is only a registration form, if it is only a feedback form, don't click and choose it. Let it be a form. But if you are preparing a question, if you want to convert this Google form into a quiz form, then you can click this and make it dark so that this particular form will become a quiz. Okay. And if it is a quiz, then they ask a question. After submitting the answer, whether the participant will be immediately see the answer or after the manual review. So if you feel that you are conducting a MCQ type answer question, so as soon as they fill all answer, they want to get the answers immediately. Fine, no problem. If you feel that after they submit the answers, you have to go through them, you have to value them, and then they should see it, you can choose later after manual review. Fine. And even if you can choose here, after submitting their response, whether the participants will be able to see the missed questions, they'll be able to see the correct answers, they'll be able to see the point values. So if you choose these things after submitting the quiz form, the participants will be able to see what are the questions I missed, what are the correct answers for the questions, and what are the point values each question carries. So these things also the participant will be able to see. So all these things are decided by you under settings under 3 different subcategories called general, presentation, and quizzes. Okay, fine. And the next button is send button. You can see a big button, send button. See, send button is used to find out and get a link. See, you created a form. You have to get a link for this particular form. That link will be sent to all your intended participants, expected participants. Using that link, the participants will be able to fill the particulars. So you should get the link. How to get the link? Click on send button. You can see an option. Collect email addresses. So whenever respondents are submitting the form, they will be collecting email address automatically. And send via email. So if you click on send via email, what you can do is that you can type the email addresses. 2 addresses, no? You can type all the email addresses. Either you can type 1 or 2, or you can select long list of email addresses what are available in your drive. Fine. You can select. If you select it, this form will be sent to only those selected email addresses. So this is possible. Okay. And secondly, if you click on this link, hyperlink button, you can see a long link has come. https docs.google.com forms, a long list. I don't want a longer link. I want a shorter one. What I can do, I can click on shorten link, shorten URL. You click, check this box. If you check this box, then you will get a small link, a shortened URL. Okay, click on copy here, and that will be copied, and you can paste in the word or the email address. You can send it to all your friends, all your groups, WhatsApp groups. Fine. So this is a link I copied for our session. And thirdly, we have got embed HTML. So if you click third option, you can get a embedded HTML code. So if you get embedded HTML code of your form, this HTML code can be pasted in your college website or in your blog, or it can be embedded to any online platform. So if it is embedded, then the respondent, those who are visiting your site, will be able to fill the form from the website itself. Even that is possible. Then comes rightmost side, 2 options are available. You can share your forms via Facebook and Twitter also. Click Facebook, your username and password. You can send all these Google link forms through Facebook also. Fine. And finally, we have come to the more button. 3 vertical dots are there. More. Click on more. These many options are available. So undo option is available. Make a copy. See, you are working with a particular Google form. You want to take a Xerox, a duplicate of the same form. You can click on make copy. If you want to delete the form, click move to trash. And if you want to print the form, click print. If you want to add collaborators, click this button. If you want to see add-ons, you can click this. If you want to check preferences, you can go for this particular option. So these many options are available under more button. Fine. Let us see 1 or 2. See, I just clicked the add collaborators. That means I want to add few more people as collaborators to this particular form what I created, so that even they will be able to see the form, edit the form, and they can also check the answers. Okay, what I have to do is I have to add the people. I have to add the email ID of all the respondents, and I have to give the link, get link. So this link should be given to all the editors, so that even they will be jointly working with this particular Google form with me. So even collaboration is permitted. Fine. Then comes under more, there's something called add-ons. Click add-ons. All the add-ons will appear. you can select any add-on you like and you can use it in your Google form. Okay. Then comes preferences. Go to more, select preferences. Here two options are there. Okay. If you check this particular box, collect email addresses, whatever Google forms you create, all the forms universally without asking you, Google will collect the email addresses. Okay, you are setting the preference. The same way, see, you can have questions. For questions, make questions required. If you click this box, by default, all the forms, all the questions, whatever prepared, all the questions will become must questions. All the questions in all the forms, whatever you prepare. Here default quiz point value 0. That means that by default you can have 0 as the default point value for all the questions. See, if you select this particular option, whatever forms you are going to create in your Google form will have 0 as the default quiz point value. So here one or two things which can be universally applicable to all the forms. Whatever you are going to create in Google form, you can come and choose few preferences here. Fine. Yes. Now I have selected a link. You copy the link and open any browser, paste the URL Google form link, and you can see the form what we have created. Fine. Good. And before I complete this first part of the session, I will tell you how you can create a question. See, so far I told you how to create different kind of questions. Now I'll tell you how to make a particular question to carry marks. For example, I typed a question, what is the full form of OER? I have set a multiple choice as my question type. I typed 4 options. Okay. Now I have to do 2 things. One is, I have to tell the computer what is the mark to be awarded for this question. And secondly, I should tell what is the correct answer. These 2 things are to be decided. How to do that? Please click on answer key. You have to click on answer key. Okay. If you click on answer key, this screen comes. Here you can type what is the mark you want to give to this particular question, whether 1 or 2 or 5. You can type the point. After that, click on done. Click done. Okay. Clear? Now you see here, 1 mark is allotted. Good. Then again, score is added. No problem. Here, see here, answer key 1 point is added. Again, click answer key and then you can select correct answer. For example, for my question, first option is the correct answer. I click the first option. You can see a green tick here. Then click on done. Okay. Now I have selected both the right answer and I have allotted the point for this particular question. Okay. So dear friends, this is the first part of my presentation and this is what we have seen so far. How to open a Google form, what is the difference between blank form and templates, how to add different kind of questions, how to import questions from other forms, how to add images and videos, how to add separate sections, how to customize your Google Forms in terms of header, background color, theme color, and font style, how to preview your form, how to set things like presentation responses, how to get links for your Google Form, and how to delete, add collaborators and set preferences, and how to add point your question. So this is what we have seen in the first part of this presentation. And I got one more video on use of add-ons in Google. Okay, so let us see it in the second part of my video. Till then, thank you so much for your patient listening.